Can we get some ratchet one time? Hey, yo, Jay, can we get some ratchet one time?
Look, I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peace, you gon' see the flex when you hear these writtens. Trust me, you know the difference. I got a long ways to climb before you see a slippage. I see the process and the journey I'm supposed to be, but perplexed, cause I don't really see nobody close to me. Hopefully this ain't wasted and I know it ain't. You gotta take the time for seasoning to marinate. You need the patience under pressure just to detonate. I'm trying to blow up and these heathens need to get it straight. Gifted with a vision and precision, I'm just trying to make it high key. Might be breaking free like I was Zion in some Nikes. Tucked at the crib, bro, you know just where to find me. Making beats and spitting crack verses pretty likely. Yeah, socks with the burst, boy, I ain't changed a bit. Normal guy till I die, you know what it is. You probably thought I'd give up now that I got some kids, but really nah, I got these arrows aiming at your ribs. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas. Hey, please be on the notice, these my motives. Bought my chicken and it's rotis. You parsimonious, you take it all cause you a locust. My focus is to grow this mission. A visionary, get a dictionary. We here off the ribbon, we ain't sharing, we just caring. Let me speak it to the manager. We damage her, no you ain't messing with an amateur. I'm ramming, the competition, they ain't standing up. They fanning from left to right cause now they branded us. Now who that is? Mike Jones, they ain't want me now, they all on me. Got counterfeits trying to play me, I guess they thinking I'm Sony. These big head dummies showing up and out of their character. Homie, you need a price cause without it the squad ain't hearing you. Top of that, we ain't fearing you. We swinging for the fences with the sting of a left hook that connects with Sonny Liston. I'm dismissing any and all of the disrespect. Nonetheless, it ain't a threat, I'm just letting y'all know who's next. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas, you gon' see the...
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, all they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in mine, yeah.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, screen, you ain't seen it like that, yeah. And it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Mafia, Bitcoin, kind of just bing-bonging around inside its volume profile. We tried to make a breakout here earlier today, and we just got shunned right back down into that range, attacking that POC, and that is where we are sitting right now, guys. I'm getting a little bit of deja vu from a stream that we had not too long ago where we got below that POC and went down to the value area low. Are we going to see it happen again, guys? Are we going to get that move down to $102,000, or are we going to hold out here and get that big breakout to higher prices? I'm going to give you guys the bullish and the bearish case. We kind of have some mixed signals here on Market Cypher B, but I'll give you the bullish case, I'll give you the bearish case, and then I'll let you guys know which way I'm leaning, and see if we can make another call here on Bitcoin. The TA has been slapping this week, guys. The trades, we've been absolutely crushing the trades in the premium Discord, and even on the live streams. Like, we're looking for levels to come in, and we are seeing them tapped almost every single time. So I'm going to try to break down the sauce for you guys, give you an idea of where I think price is going next. Shout out to the CandleMafia. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for being here. Let's see. Shout out to B&E channel. What is going on? He said, quick, brother, any thoughts on Trump coin? Crazy play. Do you see something? We are not. Shout out to B&E channel. We will take a look at Trump coin here a little bit deeper into the stream. Once we finish up Bitcoin, we'll jump into those altcoins. And yeah, we will take a look at Trump coin for you. No problemo. We got Maso in the chat. What is going on, bro? Welcome in. We got Nirvana, guys. And we got our mods. We got Darren Does Things, Chemistry Bro, Rob the Crypto Snob, Tyler Durden jumping in there and dropping the video that I dropped earlier today, guys. Definitely do not miss this video, guys. It is a trade breakdown of a long position that we took recently in the premium Discord. I break down the strategy step by step. I show you the exact entry confirmations. And if you want to start looking for these high probability trade setups within the context of the volume profile, do not miss that video. Free sauce. Absolutely free sauce. Check it out. Is that our giveaway for a, is that the giveaway video? Let me know, Tyler. I think it might be. I don't know. Let us know. Shout out to Andu. What is going on, bro? He said, yo, bro, I signed up for the premium Discord yesterday, but used the wrong account. I got a ticket submitted from yesterday. Shout out to Andu. Tony D will get to that ticket ASAP. He's usually pretty quick going through those, so that should be sorted out for you, brother, very, very soon. Is that a new chair? Shout out to Peter. Peter hasn't been here in a minute. Yes, we got our new chair in the studio, guys. In all of her glory. We had to get rid of the old one, unfortunately, but the new one is now in the studio. Feels nice, guys. I'm feeling kind of tall, low-key, or should I say high-key. But yeah, shout out to Jesse. Thank you for being here. Shout out to our mods, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button. If we hit 1,000 likes somehow on tonight's live stream, we'll be giving away $150 in Solana. But I will say, if we get the 1,000 likes, I'm going to give away the $150 in Solana. But I actually do have somewhere to be tonight. So I'm actually going to push the other Cardano giveaways to next week. And maybe we'll double them up. I don't know. Maybe we'll double them up to make up for it. But yeah, but the Solana will be quick. It'll just be one person, so we'll call him quick. But yeah, shout out to Tony D popping in the chat. We got Coin Hoover in the chat, said, GOAT Goat on air, Neil to the Frankie. Yo, shout out to Coin Hoover. Let's see. Bada boom. How do I get into the premium Discord? Shout out to Rob. You can check the link in the description down below or just go to frankiecandlestrading.com. And shout out to Tony. I know we were running this sale from last night's live stream. Was it 24 hours? There was only 20 spots. I don't know if they all got taken, but I don't think it's been exactly 24 hours yet. You have a few more minutes until 24 hours is up. So there might actually be a couple more discounts left. Tony D, let me know if that's the case. If not, go to frankiecandlestrading.com. We got all the pricing on there and everything. Not a signals group. But yeah, you can check it out on there. We have some more information. But guys, with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump on in here to the charts, guys, because oh man, it's kind of, I'm not going to lie, Bitcoin hasn't really been, we kind of just pumped and dumped a little bit. We're going to break down the price, and I'm going to let you guys know where I think we're going next. So let's go. Oh yeah, use code America. Shout out to Nick Dunn. That was the coupon code. America. It was because Trump was signing the executive orders or whatever, so we were like, you know what, let's celebrate, give away 20 free coupon codes for the, not free, but 20 coupon codes for the premium Discord. So go check that out. But yeah, Rune, WTF. Shout out to the Godfather. We will take a look at Rune. No problemo. But let's go ahead and jump on into Bitcoin. Let's get into it. Let's go. All right, let's see here. Give us some sauce, please. Shout out to Maso. Okay, so let's break it down here, guys. And I'm not going to lie, guys. If you've been tuning into the live stream, Bitcoin kind of starts to get it has been pretty predictable here, to be honest. Obviously we have our volume profile here. Now, this is slightly different than the one that we were looking at yesterday. I've actually updated this to our current price action just because we finally came back down into the range. We got to drop back down to the low. This was a previous volume profile, right? I had this one pulled all the way down here. This volume profile has been absolutely overpowered recently. Going to the low, to the high, back to the low, back to the high, back to the low, back to the high. And then as we got this drop down here to the 786 Fibonacci retracement, you guys will know on the live stream we were looking at this saying, hey, if we don't get that drop to the 786, to the value area low, this 786 might be an area to put in that higher low for a breakish structure to the upside, which we did get. But at the end of the day, guys, I get this question all the time. Frankie, why do you look at previous volume profiles? Why don't you pull it to your current price action? And the answer to that is I do pull it to my current price action very often, but it has to be within balanced price, right? So, for example, if we ripped out of here and continued to the upside, I would not have pulled that profile to incorporate those imbalanced candles. But because we came back down in here, we lost the PLC, came back to the towards the low. Obviously, we had that Trump news wick. And shout out to I don't know. I showed this to the premium Discord. I actually filmed a trade that I was taking here yesterday. I was filming it live, right? I kind of wanted to walk through the price action and talk about exactly why I was looking to take the trade. I showed you exactly how I managed it as price action was moving, so you got to see how I handle trades while I'm live in them. And it got pretty volatile during that because I was in a short position, and then that Trump news came out. So it's a pretty funny video. We were going to make it into a YouTube short. I don't know if we're going to drop it, but maybe at the end of the video, if you stick around till the end, we'll share it with the Mafia that sticks around till the end of the live stream. Maybe. I don't know. But it is a pretty funny video. But anyway, we got that push into the value area high, and then as soon as we got accepted back into this range, obviously we have the Trump wick here. But once we came back down into this range, this is where you could kind of start pulling your profile a little bit further, right? Because you're back inside your range. This is within your area of balance. So I have extended this all the way to the right. Now that we have come back out and now we're back inside, I'm actually just gonna go ahead and pull this all the way to the actual current price. So that's why this volume profile is slightly different here, but pretty much the same thing, right? The level's just updated slightly, right? You still have the deviation above the high for the move down to the low. Caught that short position in the premium Discord, and we had the long position, and then I did catch that short that maybe I'll show you guys at the end of the live stream to the downside. Obviously, I did get stopped out, but we got stopped out in profit. And I think that's why that video is kind of important for people to watch. You could see that, like, even if you lose the trade and you get stopped out, you could still make some money, and that video is a perfect example of that. Let me know, drop some ones in the chat if you guys want to see that. I don't know. I do go kind of crazy. I kind of expose how crazy I am when I'm just like trading alone in the studio. I kind of go wild. I play music and stuff. But anyway, we got back down to the low here. Got back up to the PLC, back to the high. We deviated above. And right now, guys, I am getting some kind of deja vu, right? I'm getting deja vu from all the way back here when we got our deviation above the high, moved back into the POC, and we started to lose this POC. We also had our 90-minute money flow crossing over into the red. And this is where we were saying, hey, guys, 90-minute money flow crossover into the red. We could get that continuation down to the value area low, which we did wind up getting. And now, guys, we've come back above the high. We're at that POC, bearishly retesting, trying to get back above it. However, our 90-minute money flow is not necessarily in the red here. We've actually crossed over into the green. And like I said, there are actually a bunch of mixed signals here on the chart. Sorry, I'm getting a phone's going crazy right now. But the Infinity ones, yo, shout out to Chemistry Bro. Chemistry Bro saw that video. Infinity, yeah, it's actually it's a pretty funny. All right, we'll show it at the end of the stream. But I think we're gonna probably make more content based off the reaction in the premium Discord. We're probably gonna make more like live coverage of those trades like that. But yeah, we have money flow coming into the green here, guys. What does this mean? I'll be honest. We've had an absolutely insane week of trading in the premium Discord, so I am actually not in a trade right now. I am sitting out. I've milked this market for every dollar that it's worth this week, and I don't want to push my luck. And, you know, if we had strong confirmations to take some trades here, I would have taken it. But really, there was nothing really that enticing to me, so I didn't really take a trade. The only thing we were looking at was this deviation above the high for a potential move back down into the POC. But now that we have our 90-minute money flow trying to cross back over into the green here, guys, the reason I wasn't really interested in taking this short, other than the fact that we've been winning a lot, I want to walk into the weekend with profit. We actually have a friend visiting us here this weekend, so I actually do have somewhere to be. So we're going to be a little short here on the live stream. I know that's the meme, guys, but we actually are going to go a little bit short. But I will just say, you know, I would have taken this trade, but because we had such a great week, I want to just, you know, I'm going to relax, right? We made our money, had a really profitable week. I'm just going to sit out of those trades for now, let price action do its thing. But with this 90-minute money flow crossover into the green, guys, you can come on over to the daily time frame, and you guys can see here, VWAP on the daily coming to the upside here, right? Money flow also coming up. Now, the thing with this is this green dot has been flashing all day long on the daily, right? We get the green dot, it goes away. We get the green dot, it goes away. And this is kind of the mixed signals that I'm talking about, right? Our money flow's coming into the green, and we did have the daily green dot printing before, which would indicate that we could potentially get a bigger move to the upside. That money flow would indicate that the trend is likely to continue to higher, to higher prices, right? We would look potentially for some turbulence, right? But it eventually would make us look for that continuation to the upside. Now money flow is coming back out. The red dot, the green dot is gone on the daily. So there's really not strong confirmation. So really the way I'm looking at this is just within the context of the volume profile. If we can't get back above this POC, guys, just like back here, we are going to be looking for that move back down to the value area low, targeting about $102,000. Now, we also do have some other confluent levels of support down there. Obviously, we have our major range from the higher time frames, right, our huge range that we were trading in forever. That value area high sits just below that at about 100,800. And this is the same situation that we were in when we were coming back down from the all-time high at 109,000, almost 110K. We came down, we tapped that value area high. We also had the 786 Fibonacci retracement. That's where we took that long position. Then we got the short, the long, the short. But this is just the context, guys. I'll be honest. I'm almost inclined to say that it's low probability that we get back down to this value area low, because at that point, I'm about to tell people to start blindly shorting the highs and longing the lows of this range, because this is just undefeated. So the 90-minute money flow crossover being in the green, that daily green dot potentially that's been flashing, potentially looking to print here, that makes you anticipate a move up. But again, this could very easily get rejected at that zero line. So again, I'm going to let the weekend price action play out. But one thing I can say for certain is we are within this profile, and very simply put, guys, and if you saw the tutorial video on the trade recap that I show you exactly how to use this strategy to look for high probability setups, very simply put, deviate above the high. And if this week has not given you confidence in learning how to trade these volume profiles, I do not know what will, right? Deviate above the high, shorts, 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 longs, 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 right? It would just be hilarious. I swear to God, if this thing loses the POC and comes back down to the low, I don't know what to do. I'm so upset that I did not invent the volume profiles, because this is literally the most overpowered trading tool ever. And it's simple, right? It keeps the emotion out of the trading. Oh my God, we're pumping. Nope, we're deviating above the volume profile. Doesn't mean that you can't continue up here. But again, people are like, oh my God, we're pumping. And I'm like, I don't know. This is key resistance. We could come back into the range. So we'll see what happens here on the lower time frames, guys. Again, like Market Cipher B is a little bit chopped up here. Money flow kind of coming out on the 30-minute. VWAP kind of coming up, kind of rejecting at the zero line. Not really like super clear signals here. But I will say, if we lose that POC, guys, very simply put, now we do have some local support as well. But at the end of the day, that local support is probably only going to give us little bounces to the upside while we wind up getting sucked back down to that value area low. The value area low will act as a magnet once you're below the POC, right? Like, that's the beautiful thing about the volume profiles. You get above the high, all these levels are magnets for price. You get above it, it's going to get sucked back down towards the POC. Towards the value area high. You lose the value area high, that POC is going to act as a magnet. You lose that POC, that value area low is going to act as a magnet. So that's just the general roadmap that I would expect. not looking at Market Cipher B, just based off the volume profiles. And again, the only thing making me think that we could continue up here is the fact that it would only be able to continue up, in my opinion, if that green dot on the 90-minute prints with money flow continuing into the green and that daily green dot. So if we don't print this daily green dot, we have about 59 minutes to potentially print it and then confirm it once that new candle winds up confirming. But if we don't do that, it's very hard to say. We have to wait for that green dot to print. But if that green dot does print, you're going to want all eyes on that 90-minute money flow crossover, because if that green dot starts printing and this money flow starts coming back up, that would be your signal for a potential continuation to the upside. But at this point, until that winds up giving us a signal, we're below the value area low. We're now getting below the POC. And you can just see here, start losing that POC. Oh, baby. Are we going to get the push down here? We got the 10-minute money flow crossover into the red, 15-minute money flow coming out. And this is short term. I do think, continuing down here, especially without the green dot printing on the daily, red dot on your 4-hour with that 12 and 15-minute money flow crossing over into the red, or looking to cross over into the red here, 12-minute. Is crossing over into the red. You can barely see it here. It's just starting. This makes us anticipate the continuation of that trend. Kind of similar to what we saw back here with the 90-minute money flow crossover in the daily red dot. That money flow makes you indicate the continuation of that downtrend to your value area low. This is just on a different time frame. 12 and 15-minute money flow crossover into the red. If that 4-hour red dot prints, would look, right? You could get some noise, right? But that at the end of the day, you are going to be looking for that continuation of that downtrend if that money flow stays in the red. So that's kind of what I would look for short term. Potential drawback to that value area low. Very similar to what we were looking at yesterday. We came to the high. We got the rejection. We got the scam wick to the upside. But we just got, at the time of the live stream last night, guys, what was yesterday? Let's see here. Yeah, 6 p.m. Wait, was it 6 p.m.? What was yesterday? 23rd. So we were live, right? Well, I guess it already had played out at that point, getting the drop from the PLC down to the low. And the older profile, actually, the value area low was a little bit lower here. So technically, we didn't hit the range that we were looking at. But if you were looking at the updated profile, you did come down to that value area low. So I'm just inclined here, guys. This stuff plays out more often than it doesn't. If you can't get back above that POC, that money flow crosses over into the red. Pretty clear, right? I would look for the continuation down. Now, doesn't guarantee we get to the low, right? And the reason I say that is because we do technically have some local levels of support that we can look at based off our Fibonacci retracements pulled from this low to the high. We do have a golden pocket here. We had some more local golden pocket 786s as well, but those didn't wind up holding, right? We lost that 786. You look for the continuation down. So I would probably be looking at this here. Golden pocket sitting at about 104.4, right? Could we potentially put in a higher low there? Maybe. But again, we need that green dot on the daily. If that green dot on the daily does not print, guys, I don't think we're going to get the bounce. That's really like the move up is very reliant on that daily green dot and the 90-minute money flow crossover. So the fact that we're not seeing that green dot just yet, and that technically the 90-minute money flow is coming out, at least locally here, you can't really take anything. It is definitely coming down. The more solidified kind of signal here would be the 15-minute money flow crossing into the red with the 4-hour red dot, which would call for a continuation down. And these are the levels I would be looking at, right? I will actually mark these off just so you guys can get them on your chart. Golden pocket, level number 1. 786 is going to be your level number 2. Golden pocket is sitting here between about 104.4 to 104.2. 786, if you lose the golden pocket, that would be the next likely place to go. $103,630. And then once you lose that 786, I'm probably looking down to that value area low. So again, these are local areas, local levels of support. Again, just in the grand scheme of your volume profile, the idea here would be to get a continuation of that trend, especially with money flow coming out here. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm not holding any trades right now. We just absolutely wrecked this market all week long. For every dollar it was worth, I even jumped in for a little scalp. The last 2 scalps that I took, I was like, I even said in the premium Discord, I was like, guys, this is super high risk. I feel like I'm due for a loss here, but I'm going to jump in and try to jump out. And I got stopped out of that trade in profit. And then the trade that I took yesterday, which I will show you guys the video of at the end of the stream here, wound up getting into that short, played out perfectly. Like you'll see in the video, it like literally does exactly what I want. Of course, it waits for me to walk away from the computer for it to happen, but it does wind up playing out absolutely perfectly before that big, scam pump came to the upside. But I got stopped out in profit on that trade too. So it's like we crushed a bunch of trades, and then the last 2 like risky trades I took, I got stopped out at break even. I'm just like, you know what? Super profitable week. I'm walking into the weekend with profit. So I'm happy to let things go and see what happens. If we get back down to the value area low, that's obviously going to be our key level of support where we could potentially look for longs, just in general. If we do come back down there, this is generally, I'm going to be treating it as a range, guys. My trading strat, and there we go. And there we go. Getting the push from the POC. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Where's that 4-hour red dot when you need it? There it is in all of its glory, baby. That 4-hour red dot prints and that money flow starts coming out. We'll see. We'll see if we can get that continuation down. But other than those local fib levels, guys, I will just be looking at this in the context of the volume profile. If we come back down to the low, you bet your bottom dollar we will be looking for long confirmations down there to potentially take another long trade. Now, I don't trade over the weekend. That's assuming that, if we get down here on a Saturday or something and I'm not at the chart to take the trade, I won't take it. But this is generally what we're looking at, right? Simply put, shorts at the highs, longs at the lows. And again, watch that tutorial video that I dropped earlier today if you want to learn how to trade this this strategy. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all we got, guys. We can pull up some higher time frame levels. That's kind of the local stuff. If we pull up the higher time frame levels, these all remain exactly the same, guys. I'll be quite honest with you, right? If this is indeed just going to be a deviation above our high before a bigger rejection into our larger range to get a kind of a shakeout in the market. We have the volume profile down below with our POC at 97.4. That is our big key level of support. We have golden pocket confluence here, right? So just preparing you guys for, in case we have some kind of crazy dump over the weekend. I don't know if we're going to come down here. Obviously, we have the local levels within here. Come down to that value area low, which sits right above this value area high. Could look for potential scalp longs back to the upside. But if we just wind up losing those levels, getting stuck under this value area high, that's where we're looking to come down to the POC golden pocket. And I'm not going to lie. These targets, not this one specifically, but the value areas have been, so overpowered. And I really hope that I'm motivating, even if you don't want to learn them from me, guys. Hopefully that motivates you to learn about these tools. Whether you want to look it up online, read books, whatever you want to do, please go learn about this stuff, guys. It's absolutely insane. But yeah, if we get back down below that value area high, we know the next likely place for price to go is going to be that POC, golden pocket confluence, and this would be a big level of support, in my opinion, to potentially get a bounce back up to higher prices. This would not necessarily be super bearish, in my opinion. Now, it does put you at risk of potentially getting a full fill of the range, but this golden pocket POC confluence is actually pretty nice. And then you have your 786 sitting down at 93,491, right? So just to prepare you guys, if we did get some kind of a big dump, that could potentially be the next key levels that I would be looking at for significant bounces, right? So that's kind of what we're looking at, higher time frame. And you'd want to remember, it takes time for this stuff to play out, but just remember, in the grand scheme of things, I know we just looked at that local scalp range here, right, which does get a little bit, it's volume profiles on volume profiles. But just like we trade this local range, deviate above the high, go back to the low, deviate the low, high, right? Same thing with the higher time frames, right? When we zoom out here, you can see that local profile that we're pulling, pulling is just a deviation above our macro value area high. And on top of that, let's not forget, guys, something we do have to keep an eye on here is the fact that, let me just re-hide these. Don't forget, right, if we do wind up coming back down in there, we do technically have a lot of bearish divergences that are now confirmed here, right? And this 16-hour looks like it might just continue to print again, right? You have higher highs on your price action. Momentum is coming out here. This is a high time frame bearish divergence. Now, I will say this. Money flows in the green. This isn't like the most bearish signal ever, but you do have the bearish divergences on the 16-hour. And let's also not forget that you technically have a bearish divergence here on your daily to the wicks of your candles, which I oftentimes don't put as much weight on as if we have the bodies of the candles making higher highs, but it is still a bearish divergence. Money flow coming up locally here, but still generally trending down. So when you pull up that range, right, you look at your macro range here, if we're looking at this as a simple volume profile, where the heck is that? Where the heck is our range here? Did I delete our main range? I'm tripping, guys. I'm tripping. Am I blind right now? There it is. Okay. If this is just a deviation above the high, you have your 16-hour bear divs here that could easily bring you back down to the value area low, which again is in the context of the value area low of our local range. And then you have the macro value area high. But if that 16-hour bear div and daily bear div is going to play out with money flow coming out here, again, hashtag bull market, but we do have to be aware of this, right? Because if this money flow continues to just put in lower highs and continue trending to the downside, it could give us a bigger pullback into this range, potentially targeting, again, that POC golden pocket, which would be a big area to look for a bounce. But you get stuck under that POC, we're simply going to be looking down towards that value area low. This stuff works on high time frames and low time frames. Deviate above the high, back down into the range, back to the POC, and then you front ran the low slightly, back to the high, back to the low. This stuff plays out on any time frame, right? So, I'm just looking at this in the same way that I'm looking at the local range at, right? The same techniques. Bearish signals, you have the confirmed bear divs, right? Come back into the range, go to the POC, go to the low. Just like we're looking at here on the scalp range, which you can see playing out literally right now, right? get above the high. We actually didn't have a ton of bearish confirmations here, but you get back into the range, back to the POC. Can't get back above the POC, you look to go to the low. So really hard to call here in the long term, in my own personal opinion. I will be watching this local range. Again, longs down here at the value area low or slight deviations, just like back here and back here. And then if you start losing that value area high, that's where you see that kind of larger bearish scenario potentially playing out, where it's like you're zooming out and you're thinking to yourself, well, hey, we do have the daily bear div. We do have the 16-hour confirmed bear div. And don't forget here, guys, 3-day. This is one of the ways that we were able to call for the new all-time high here for a breakage structure. Breakage structure to the upside, looking at this 3-day bearish divergence potentially looking to form, right? And we use this to front run that daily 3-day green dot. We knew once that 3-day green dot wound up printing, we might be able to come up and break structure to the upside, because if market cipher B were going to come up and give us some kind of a bearish divergence, we use this bearish signal to front run that all-time high, right? And then that gave us that 3-day bear div. So if this 3-day red dot decides to print, 2-day red dot decides to print, these are still some other higher time frame bearish divergences. Now, again, I'm not calling the top here. I'm not saying it's the end of the bear market. I'm just saying it could give you a little bit more of a pullback. So watch that POC that I just brought up, right? If I were just, it's obviously impossible. You can't just call exactly what's going to happen, even though we oftentimes do that. But we don't know if we're 100% going to be right. But, this is basically, simple scenarios just to break this down. I know this is a lot for, there's a lot of information here, right? Drop down to the value area low / value area high for a bounce, right? I'll be looking for longs there. If we get back into this range, POC is the next big area I'll be looking at for longs. And then we lose this level, come on down to the value area low. This would be another big level to look for, right? But we just don't know how well, how big these higher time frame bear divs are going to play out. Because we are in a bull market, right? So, sometimes you have to take that stuff with a grain of salt. But that's why we play it level to level. If we come down to this local value area low and we don't get bullish confirmations, we sit on our hands. Come down to the value area high, no bullish confirmations, we sit on our hands. Lose that value area high, that's where we're looking to go down towards that POC, which, again, would not be that alarming, right? It's just a larger golden pocket retracement. And then, again, your 786 is sitting below at 93,526. So hopefully we don't have to see that, but I just want you guys to understand the key levels down below. Have these marked out on your chart. That way, if you do get a dump to the downside, you're not like, oh, my God, what's happening? You're just like, hey, come back into my next key level so I can look for a long. Or you lose this. Come on, come into my trap. Boom. And you can look for those trades. But, yeah, that's what I'm looking at here. Watch those high time frame bear divs. Again, I would be a little bit more concerned if money flow was tanking on the 4-hour, or there's just not super clear confirmation here. Money flow is just kind of choppy, right? We came into the green, into the red. Now we came back up a little bit. It's a little bit choppy. So, I'm just going to be waiting for these key levels to get hit. I sit on my hands until my key levels get hit. And then, and only then, am I looking for those confirmations to take the trades. All right, let's see. Shout out to Graphics said, sweet, it's the end of the bear market. You heard it here first, folks. Yeah, shout out to you, bro. Let's see. Next shakeout. Yeah, Harry, I mean, here's the thing, right? We did get that really bullish news yesterday, right? And what happened on that bullish news? I want to explain this a little bit, right? What happened here, guys, right? We got this move to the downside. And again, I'm going to play that trade that I was in. I was in a short position on a loss of this POC, expecting the value area low, which, by the way, did wind up happening, arguably, without that bullish news that caused this pump. That trade probably would have played out perfectly with a rejection of the POC and a move down to the value area low. But we just got that news to come out randomly, and it ripped us to the upside. But what was this pump, right? What was this pump? How come the executive order didn't get signed, and why didn't we just absolutely continue ripping? Well, I will tell you this. By looking at the order flow, I could see that there was a lot of new long positions that opened here. As soon as that news came in, a ton of longs came into the order books, right? And here's the thing. When we're looking at something like exo charts, this shows you market orders, right? This doesn't show you limit orders. This only shows you aggressive market orders, which is mostly retail. Now, what does this tell me, right? This tells me that potentially a lot of retail, well, it doesn't tell me potentially, it tells me, right? You can see here we had 313 million in volume here, and Bitcoin pushing down. Bitcoin pushing down. Does that just look more aggressive on exo charts? Or no, we are pushing down here. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, POC. Don't make me a liar. Don't make me a liar. You just keep going. Keep going. But, when you see a lot of longs come in on something like exo charts, this is letting you know that generally a lot of retail is entering longs, right? Because they hear the bullish news. They think it's going to pump. And why is this a little bit alarming to me? Well, we got that push up, and it just got eaten back to the downside, right? They entered, and then they all got absolutely squashed. So, If that was super, super bullish, we probably would have seen that run continue. Now, did we continue up to make another high? Yes. But we didn't really, it was kind of just a liquidity grab, right? If we pull up the 1 hour time frame here, guys, you could see. And we talk about this in the tutorial video where I break down our long position from this value area low to the value area high. I break down that step by step. One of the entry confirmations was an SFP here, but you could see here, what was this? We pushed up, we swept that liquidity above, and now we're just back into the range. So, this could have just been like another little liquidity sweep before we get that bigger move to the downside. And I will say, like, I know we pumped yesterday, but, and even today, but this is just, I don't know, liquidity's very liquidity sweepy, right? So, yeah, what does this tell me? It tells me like retail wants it to go up, but the big boys don't want it to go up. So we'll see. I would love just for the sake of this show, just for the sake of the volume profiles and like just seeing TA play out, I would love to see this thing come down. Not that I want Bitcoin to go down, but it would just play out so technically beautifully. And I mean, here we are, right? We'll see. Come on, baby. Push it down. Do it on the live stream. Give us the dump to the value area low, baby. And you'll see that money flow continue to come out. Now we do have the 4 hour red dot. So you got that 4 hour, 15-minute strategy. If you're looking for a super simple strategy where you don't even need to know how to use the volume profiles, guys, Market Cypher 1/16 strategies here. 4 hour red dot, 15-minute money flow crossover. That 15-minute money flow crossover is typically what gives you the continuation to the downside or starts that bigger move down. And you could even front run that 15-minute money flow crossover with the 12-minute money flow or even the 10-minute money flow crossover, even the 7-minute, right? As you go down on that time, on the time frames, money flow is going to come out faster on the lower time frames, right? So we'll see. Money flow crossover on the 12-minute happened right here. This would make us anticipate even lackluster pushes to the upside to continue your moves to that value area low. We'll see what happens. We'll see if it plays out. But with that being said, guys, that's what we're looking at here on Bitcoin. Now, if that green dot prints out of nowhere at this point, right? Now, earlier today I was in the premium live stream, and we had the green dot printing with the 90-minute money flow coming up. That looked a little better at the time, but now 90-minute money flow coming back into the red with the daily green dot gone. Now we have the 4 hour red dot with the 15-minute money flow crossover. Now things do look a little bit more likely, and we did not hold our Fibonacci levels that we were looking at here. It does look a little more likely that we may get that continuation down. But just for argument's sake, if we got some kind of crazy rip to the upside, 113,000 is the next big target to the upside. We have liquidity, guys. We have liquidity sitting above this wick. Right above this wick at 109,880. A lot of liquidity sitting up here. So if we are somehow, like let's just say we hold the, let's just say we are able to hold the golden pocket 786, right? This is your next best chance to bounce before you go to the value area low. So again, you lose the 786, very likely you get that magnet to get hit. But let's just say, if we were to get some kind of bounce, big bounce out of here, put in a higher low, we do have a lot of liquidity up here. So if we start cracking this all-time high, you might start to see price really start ticking up here. And that big next level of resistance is going to be sitting at $113,000. Just to give you guys an idea of what we're looking at if you get a move up. But again, looks a little bit more likely with the way the 15-minute and the 4 hour look that we will continue down. But I just want you guys to be prepared. 113,000, and we do have that liquidity sitting above. Let me see. Bada boom, bada bing. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can pull this up really quick. I'm actually going to pull this up. I'm going to pull up High Block real quick, and I'm going to look at the, let me see if I can pull, should we look at the heat map? Let me see, pull up the 1 month. Let's see. And we're going to jump into the altcoins here really soon, guys. We will keep an eye on Bitcoin, see if it plays out. But yeah, drop those altcoins in the chat, guys. We're going to do a couple of requests here because I am limited on time. So if you drop some altcoins in the chat, I'll just freestyle some of them. Or actually, no. Kembro or Rob the Crypto Snob, if you guys can just make a list. Let's do like 3 requests. I know we have to look at Beam. We missed Beam yesterday, so I will cover that for you guys. Just getting into using heat maps, but there looks to be some good liquidity around 102,000. Yeah, so let me go ahead and kind of show this a little bit here. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to TradeMate. Thank you for the super chat, bro. I appreciate you. He says, you gave us 3 saucy levels to the downside on Bitcoin. Could you give us them levels on Sui? Yes, we could try to take a look at Sui. No problemo. Shout out to TradeMade. So yeah, we'll do Sui, Beam. Obviously, let's take a look at Ethereum. I'll take a look at some of the big boys, and then we'll do like 3 requests from the chat. And then yeah, we'll go off that list as well. Okay, so let's let me go ahead and pull up this heat map real quick here. Bada boom. Get the heck out of here. All right, so let's take a look here. So, yeah, you can see above this wick here, guys, we do have a decent bit of liquidity. I want to try to mess around with my settings here on the heat map. I feel like they used to look a little bit clearer, but we do have that liquidity sitting above this wick at about $109,000. So, again, if we come up here and we start taking that liquidity, could fire up through this liquidity pretty quickly. And you can see it runs right through about $113,000 to $116,000. And if we take a look at these levels here, guys, $113,000 and $116,000, right? So there is a lot of liquidity sitting above this wick in this zone, right? So if we kind of push up here, right, you might wind up getting those liquidations to come in, pushing price all the way to the upside into that $113,000 zone and $116,000 zone. But again, I'm not calling for that as of right now. Like I said, you have to remember, things do look a little bit more bearish on the lower time frame. So if we don't hold the golden pocket 786 here for a higher low, probably going to be more likely we see downside first. So there you go. That's what we're looking at here on Bitcoin, guys. Let's go ahead. I'm going to jump into Ethereum real quick. Ethereum just still... right, this was our volume profile we were looking at yesterday. We deviated above the high. We got that drop back down into the range. So your key levels on Ethereum are very clear right now. You have your POC sitting right here at about 3280, value area low at about 3229. Now, obviously, you do have a higher time frame context here. You went from the low to the POC. So as of right now, you're just kind of stuck between your value area low and your POC. So your doorway to higher prices, in my opinion, is to get above this macro POC spider line at $3,500. That's where you can see that 3753 level come in, and then if we come down here, if you're looking to scalp Ethereum, this would be a pretty decent range to look at, kind of similar to what Bitcoin's doing. We have that nice clean range that we've been stuck in. But if you lose this value area low, probably going to be looking down towards that next value area low at $3,000. Now, let me see here, if I can pull. Yeah, I mean, we held that golden pocket. Yeah, I mean, this is technically going to be your next key level, right? So you have your 786 value area low between $3,048 and $3,000 even, right? So if we wind up losing this range, right, we get back down below the low, you don't get bullish confirmations, and we just start nuking. This is your next key level. Now, don't forget, guys, if we lose this value area low, our last line of defense, it's actually not shown here. Where is our high volume node level? Where is it at? I guess did I delete it? Where the heck is it? Must have deleted it, but we do have a high volume node here. If I pull up the VPVR real quick, you do have a high volume node here at about $2,900. But once you lose that, probably going to be that quicker drop down towards about $2,600 to $2,700. So we actually had it. This was kind of like an oh my god, mommy, hold me level. Where is it? Yeah, 2,900. This high volume node, like this is definitely going to be key because if you lose this, probably going to trigger that bigger move down through your low volume gap, somewhat of a low volume gap. You actually have another high volume node here at about 2,800. But for the most part, most of your volume's up here, and then your rest of your big area of volume is down here. So once you wind up losing that level, could see that quick drop down to the 786, $2,700. And then if you do continue down there, just remember, guys, let me get rid of the range here, and you get to see is even better, right? Like you lose that key level. Look at that. And this is beautiful, guys, right? Like this low volume gap, quick move through that, right? So quick moves up oftentimes lead to quick moves down. So once you start losing that level, boom, you might be able to get that quick move down towards the 786, which obviously is confluent with your value area high of this lower range. So really sitting between 2731 and 2680. I would actually extend this level down to the POC right down here, sitting at about $2,600. So again, if you lose, I'll just see it clearly here, if you lose $2,900 and you fall through the low volume gap, $2,700 to $2,600 is in the cards, right? So you really want to stay above that, above this key zone, right? And again, we don't really have to cross that bridge until we wind up. We still have plenty of room to come down here and potentially bounce off support. But I just want to give you guys, though, in case we see something crazy over the weekend, I just want you guys to have those lower levels. But until then, local analysis here on Ethereum is just very simple. You have this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful clean range. Value area high, 3388, POC, 3280, value area low, 2229. So I would trade this very similarly as Bitcoin, right? Deviate above the high, go back into the range, probably going to get sucked down towards that POC. And we also did have our, we had our key level mark out yesterday with an alert on the live stream looking for that 786 to get hit. What was yesterday? The 23rd, or it wasn't that 786. I believe it was, it was this 786. This 786? I think it was this 786. We had that alert set, which actually I could probably find that alert. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. ETH to 752K. This was that alert. Level was... Yeah, horizontal ray. I don't know where that ray is, but we wound up coming up and hitting that level. And ETH did not go to 752K, unfortunately. But either way, that's the range that I am looking at. Oh, yeah. It is... where was that ray? I don't know where it was. I think it was that 786 right there. But yeah, I would just be looking at price in terms of this range. Pretty clean. Not no reason to freak out here, right? Go to the POC, go to the low. This is where we can next look for local scalp longs. Lose that. Look to go back down to the 786 value area low at $3,050 to $3,000. All right, let's continue on. Let's see. ETH is yeah, shout out to Gen Z said ETH is for sure the most hated coin right now. Yes, absolutely. And I'm not going to lie. People start hating on the things that aren't moving, guys. I just from my experience, that is oftentimes a signal that the thing is about to move, right? Look no further than XRP, and I guess I'll dive into XRP as well, which, maybe I won't, right? XRP just still bing-bonging around in this range, but we will take a look here. But just remember how long XRP went sideways before it was the most talked about coin. Right? Even here, right? People are like, oh my God, this thing is, this is like no better example than like people just like, this thing is dead forever. And then when it goes, it likes to go, guys. It really does like to go. But right now for XRP, I will say, hey, shout out to Chemistry Bro. Thank you for the alt list, bro. I'm going to go ahead and replace the pin message. Thank you for doing that. Let's see. Yeah, ETH will fly at any moment. I mean, listen. People will hate on the gas fees. People will say it's outdated. There's much better projects than Ethereum at this point, which is for sure true, right? Obviously, ETH's gas fees are insane, but I don't think this is really going to matter. In my own personal opinion, right? Like the chances of ETH not making all-time highs is crazy, in my opinion. Could I be wrong? Yes, but yeah, I think it's only a matter of time before ETH breaks out, for sure. Again, not financial advice. I could be wrong, but it would be absolutely crazy. I'd be willing. If ETH does not make new all-time highs, and we go through this and the bull market continues, right? Like assuming we see more all-time highs on Bitcoin, alt season starts, and if Ethereum doesn't make new all-time highs, I will shave my head and do the rest of my live streams until my hair grows back totally bald. And I'm telling you guys right now, I have a weird-shaped head. You do not want to see my bald head. So this is definitely a bet. This is I'm putting it on the line here. But let's see. Shout out to Harry. He said, dead in the water. It's accumulating, bottom feeding. Shout out to Harry. Let's go. Let's see. WTF, Frank. Kembro. Really? I gave him that list. This is bull malarkey. Yo, shout out to Tyler Durden. Yo, that's hilarious, bro. Kembro trying to sneak in and steal the credit, Tyler. Unbelievable. This is the best moment for buying Bitcoin. Shout out to JJFX. Let's go. Institutional ETH staking going to take ETH to 10K. Trump staked more ETH yesterday. Yeah, shout out to Chemistry, bro. That's what I mean. You have the ETFs. You have all this crazy stuff for Ethereum. The chances of ETH not making an all-time high is insane, in my opinion. And again, I'm not saying it's the best. I'm not saying it's the best project ever. I'm not saying that gas fees aren't expensive. I'm just saying from my experience, like I'm telling you right now, if this bull market goes by and we do not see ETH making all-time highs, like people say, no, ETH's not going to perform well this cycle. I highly doubt it. Because again, like people complain about these. I've been in so many conversations where it's like, yeah, you believe this, man? Everyone talks about the gas fees, but apparently it doesn't matter because the ETH's ripping again, right? I've had these conversations time and time again because there was a time where I kind of believed that too. I was like, yeah, like why would anybody buy this? It's horrible. Sometimes it's not that plain. Sometimes it's not that clean cut, right? Let's see. Yeah, everything will have an ETF soon. Yeah, with Trump in office, maybe. Gonna have a Bing Bong token ETF. I'm just kidding, guys. Bing Bong token is never going to be a thing. It is not a thing. If you see any Frankie Candles coins, Bing Bong token, Phoebe coin, Goat coin, anything like that, it is not me. I have nothing to do with any meme coins. I have no meme coins. I do not shill any projects. Be careful out there because I'm sure people will try to do that. Let's see. Shout out to Wick589 said he wouldn't shave his head, but he would shave his beard. Just look at some of his old videos. Baby face, smooth face. Shout out to Wick589. Do I have videos on the channel where I have a shaved face? If so, Tony D, delete those right now. Do not go to the channel, guys. Do not go to those videos. Tony, delete them really fast. Interest, yeah, maybe. Guys, it took me, I haven't shaved in probably 6 or 7 years. And you guys can see, I have a very big, thick beard. You guys can see. It's not patchy or anything at all. Shout out to Wick589. Let's see. Anybody doing hair transplants for beards? Shout out to Pearls. Welcome in, bro. Welcome in. Let's see. Bada boom. I'll see you in a little while, Pearls. Let's see here. US-based crypto will probably outperform. Yes, I actually said this yesterday, guys. If you're looking for coins that might be able to benefit off of Trump being in office, go to CoinMarketCap. They have a section that shows you. Bada boom. They have a section here. Where is it? Made in USA, right? So this could potentially be a, oh my God, for a second I thought that said 60K, and I thought that was the price of Bitcoin. I was like, what the heck is going on here? Glitch. But yeah, come on down here. You could this might be a good list to start picking from. So yeah, just I don't know, if how many people know that. Just come on here. It's nice and organized, so you don't have to like look it up, which is super nice. But let's continue on here. Shout out to Alt. Shout out to Alt. Says, not the only thing Frankie has that's big and thick. Shout out to Alt. All right. He said it, not me, guys. He said it, not me. Anyway, let's continue on here. Bada boom. So, yeah, I mean, XRP, guys, it's still just bing-bonging around here, right? Like, is this a bull pennant? Maybe, right? Bull pennant, I would be more inclined to look at this as a volume profile, obviously, right? So the way I would look at this locally, we actually have these local levels pulled, I believe. Do we not? What chart am I on right now? Hang on one sec. Nope, this should be good. Hang on one sec, guys. Let me pull up my live stream chart. Where's my live stream chart? I'll just pull it up here. It's fine. But yeah, locally, I would look at this for XRP, right? You kind of have your sideways range. Is it the cleanest? Not really, right? But it is there. It is technically getting respected. Whoops. From the high to the low, mark that out. Here's your volume profile, right? So, locally, this is what I would look at, right? Very similar to when it was just XRP was recently consolidating down here, right? We looked at this and we said, well, hey, it does look kind of bull pennant-y, right? Kind of bull pennant-y, but we were also looking at this as a volume profile, right? Because that's how I view price. Gives us the best places to be looking for entries, right? But these are the local levels for XRP. Very simply put, we tried to get the move up, couldn't get it. Now we're coming back down to the low here. Oh, this is actually kind of interesting, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, this is let me just readjust this. So yeah, you got your low, high, low, high, low. Tried to get above that PLC and couldn't make it. So key level here, approaching it, $3.06. And I'll also say this 786 would be another key level to watch at about 294. 294, right? So if we get back down below this value area low, lose the golden pocket, I'd look for a drop down to that 786 at about 294. So those are the local levels. But other than that, right, we also have our higher targets being hit right now. I'm kind of mad that this, why is my, we had so much more, This is the chart we wanted to see. So yeah, this is very similar to back here, right? We kind of just bing-bonged around. Sure, we deviated out of the range, but we got back in. Very, very similar situation up here, right? It's kind of just repeating itself in a shorter time frame. But again, we're at these key targets, guys. We get the breakout. 352 is going to be that next key level of support, resistance. Next big target to the upside, new real all-time highs, right? Like no one really cares about 331 to 352. But $4.18 might be that next big target to the upside for XRP. In my own personal opinion, right? We could be wrong. But we looked for this target to get hit based off of some very, very specific signals. We front-ran that bearish divergence on the 3-day saying, can we see XRP at all-time highs this week? And sure enough, we wound up seeing that 3-day bull div print or start to present itself here. It's about to confirm, honestly, or it's about to start printing right now. But the whole thought process here, when we were bing-bonging around here, all the way since this green dot on the 4th of January, right, we were looking at this saying, hey, if this green dot prints, we might be able to get that push to the upside because this money flow, this market cipher B momentum wave looks like it might want to print a bearish divergence, right? And like, just real quick, I'll dish this educational sauce for you guys really fast because you can do this on other coins as well, just to show you how we did that, right? We're just giving the sauce away for free here. When we see market cipher looking like this, money flow coming up, green dot printing, I am instantly thinking to myself, hey, and let me actually hide the TA so I can draw on a clean chart here, right? What am I saying to myself? I'm saying, hey, if this green dot confirms, we might be able to get that like a bearish divergence to print here, right? But if we get that bearish divergence, that would call for a break of structure to the upside to put that higher high in, because we want that bearish divergence, you need a higher high. So if you catch this early enough, sure, you could spot that 3-day bear div when it comes in, which is kind of where we're at right now, but you could actually use this and front run that bearish signal to call for the all-time high, or not the all-time, well, in this case, it was the all-time high, but just call for the break of structure to the upside to put that higher high in. And we talked about this on the live stream more than once, right? And what happens, because we talked about it more than once because this first green dot didn't give us the move up, right? We got that instant red dot right here on the 3-day, right? But what wound up happening, it still wound up playing out. We just got a little bit of noise in the market, right? Eventually, we got that next green dot, and that is what wound up putting that higher high in, literally giving us a push into our direct level of resistance, right? We knew we had that next key level. Where is it? Bada boom, bada bing. Where's that fib extension, right? We had our next Fibonacci extension sitting between 314 and 322, where the all-time high was, right? So we're like, hey, are we going to see that all-time high? It would make a lot of sense, and we saw that play out perfectly. So, yeah, if we get above, next target, 418 to 453, potentially. But again, I will say this. Not that I want XRP to go down, right? It would just be really nice if this thing could just continue to coil up here and rip to the upside to our next target, which could be possible. But if we see this 3-day bear div play out, we front ran the bear div for the push to the upside, but now, unfortunately, we have to deal with the results of that, which is the bear div, right? So if that red dot prints, could give us a little bit of fuel to come down and potentially get a little bit of a pullback. But I wouldn't be that concerned, because if we do come back down, let me hide some of this, clean it up. Let me get rid of that. Whoops. Let me get... Nope. I want to get rid of this fib. Hang on, guys. Let me clean this up real quick. Get rid of this one. Get rid of that. So I will just say this, right? If you get that 3-day bear div to play out, honestly, you could potentially, it could have the power to bring you back down to retest that value area high before continuing back up. So if we don't eat out of here off those local levels on the volume profile that I just showed, right? If you find a long entry below the value area low, potentially look for the break. But if that 3-day bear div is printing, it would give you a little bit more of a bias that you could continue down. So your next key level of support would be sitting down here at the value area high at 262. So, you know, maybe you kind of wiggle down, bada boom. And what happens if, yeah, and let me actually just hide this real quick. If you pull your fibs here from this high to the low, golden pocket confluence right on that value area high, right? This actually doesn't look that bad. This is actually kind of nice, right? If you got that 3-day bear div to play out, look for that push into the golden pocket at about 265 with the value area high confluence. And then even if you pull it all the way to this low, right, before we started coming to the upside, golden pocket POC would be another level to watch. But that first level of real support I would look at would be right here. Hopefully we don't have to come back down. I'm just saying, if it does happen, that's what I would look for, sitting between about 268 to 259. And then that 786 is right on the POC as well. So that would be second level of key support. So if that 3-day bear div prints, if this, then that. If you get the 3-day bear div to print, come down, tap that golden pocket for a potential bounce. If you don't get confirmations here, you might wick down to that 786. Once you lose the 786, nobody wants that to happen, right? And then we're just back down in this old range. But hopefully, you know, this would not be bad if we wanted to continue to the upside. Can't go up in a straight line forever, unfortunately. But there you go. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Triple up on Trump coin. Thanks, Trump. Shout out to Crypto Maxi. All right, let's. I took a look at Ethereum. We took a look at XRP. Maybe we'll do Solana. Let's see. Yeah, Solana. Okay, so yesterday on Solana, we were looking at this Fibonacci retracement, right? Where were we? Yesterday was the 23rd. Yeah, holding this value area high, right? Looking for a potential push into our golden pocket 786. We know that this is an area where we can get the rejection. We actually did get that rejection. Other than that, I'll be honest with you guys. This thing is pretty much just, honestly, you look at this as some kind of like a symmetrical triangle type formation, right? But yeah, this is just kind of in the same spot that we were yesterday, right? Yesterday at 7:45, we were sitting literally right here. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, it's almost like, it's crazy, man. It's like it's like the charts know when I walk away. And when I show you this video at the end of the live stream where I go through that live trade, I literally get up to go make coffee, guys, and price decides to move. You can't make it up. It's absolutely hilarious. But, you know, yesterday on the live stream, we were here. Then we wind up eating up, right? Or no, actually, hang on. Yeah, literally, 7:45 p.m. on the 23rd. Yeah, like literally sitting right here. And now we're just sitting right back there. As soon as we end the stream, right? We end the stream at literally like 7:30, 7:45. We dump, we pump, and now we're just right back here again, which is insane. But yeah, I would just be looking at this, right? Like your doorway to, I don't even know if it would be considered a doorway to higher prices, to be honest, because you just have another bigger Fibonacci retracement above you. Yeah, I mean, really what you're looking at here on Solana, we rejected that 786. Listen, if you don't make a higher low here, which I assume we're probably hitting one of the fib levels. Yeah, there's your golden pocket. I mean, these are your levels of support down below, low time frame, right? Golden pocket, value area high, 786 confluence. These are the next two key levels to look at. And, you know, if you wanted to pull some kind of a profile here, yeah, let me hide some of these higher time frame levels because, you know, I think everyone's sick at looking at the high time frames, right? Because, like, we get above that value area high, we're just bing-bonging around, right? Which is you know, you lose this value area high. Bigger level is the golden pocket POC at 217. But we've talked about those levels so much lately. I'm just going to go ahead and look at the is none of this in a folder? Dang. Okay. So let me go ahead and let me delete this and let me just hide some of this stuff. Because I want to clear up the chart so you guys have like an idea of you know, kind of the context here locally. I think we all know the higher time frame context here for Solana. If you don't know it, you could go back to any other live stream for the past 2 weeks and it's basically the same TA. But if we just look here locally, I'm gonna pull this local volume profile. Could you pull it from the start of the overall? Like, could you pull it like this? Maybe. Like this wouldn't be a bad way to look at it, but again, I'd probably be more inclined to look at it something like this. Whoops. Come on. Yeah, I'll probably pull it. It's a little bit wonky, right? Because it's not really a sideways range. It's really a triangle. So let me just go ahead and pull this larger profile. Boom. So yeah, I mean, yeah, you got your golden pocket 786 confluence on the, yeah, so this is some kind of context that I would look at, right? Let me pull up the daily. Do you have any daily levels of support down here? No, that's tapped. That's tapped. Okay, so all those are tapped. So yeah, this is kind of what I would look at, right? And again, it's not even that clean. I would rather get the, yeah, it's just not the most perfect range. Just because it's not, it's more of a triangle than anything. So yeah, you can look at it like really either of these would be valid in my opinion, right? Like even this, if you wanted to look a little bit more locally, right? Still the same thing, right? Deviate into your 786, get back down, bearish retest on the value area high. Next step here is definitely going to be the POC value area low, in my own personal opinion, right? Yeah, you held that golden pocket. So yeah, this is a POC sitting at 246.56. Value area low at 240, right? 239.99. And then your value area high is sitting right up here, 260. So very simply put, money flow here on the 1 hour is in the red right now. You know, green VWAP is starting to come up a bit. Let me see something here. Yeah, 4 hour red dot, 15 minute. Yeah, this is looking kind of similar to Bitcoin. 15 minute money flow crossing over into the red. 4 hour red dot is printing. POC is likely to be next, right? 246. So I would look at it in the context of this volume profile. Maybe get a little noise off these little kind of wonky 4 hour 15 minute bull divs that you're getting. But again, money flow indicates the overall trend. So this would make you anticipate lackluster pushes to the upside and continuations down. Lackluster push up, push to the downside, right? So 15 minute money flow, this stays in the red. You look for the continuation of that trend. Next target, 246.56. And then again, you know, technically you're hitting fib levels right now, but again, money flow would kind of trump that, right? I would, no pun intended. Come on, there we go, right? So maybe you bounce off the golden pocket here. I mean, you are putting in 15-minute bull divs, right, into the golden pocket. So, you know, could you, I mean, this is kind of wonky. This is kind of just a dump. But you technically have bull divs here, right? So could you get a bounce? Yes, but money flow would indicate down to that POC. And you do have 786 confluence down there as well. I don't have I wouldn't put a high probability on that golden pocket holding significantly. Maybe a small bounce, but really this would be a better key level to look at for a stronger bounce. So that's the local context that I'd be looking at. And then let me just see this one more time. Whoops. Pull it from the low. How's my audio today, guys? Is my audio good? My audio's been pretty bad lately. Yeah, so this is actually pretty nice, right? So yeah, even on that 786 POC, you even have the larger golden pocket confluence. So this is I honestly don't put a high probability on this holding. Could it hold? Yeah, sure, maybe. But based off money flow, you get a little bounce here. Lose this. I'd look to come in here, sitting between 248 and 244. Lose this. Look to come down to the value area low 786 confluence, because if you lose that golden pocket, you're going to anticipate the 786. And if you lose the POC, you anticipate the value area low, and all those levels are confluent, right? So lose this zone, very likely you come back down here, and that is sitting between about 240 and 238. So this is what I would be looking at as far as context for Solana. Maybe a little turbulence here, but I would eventually look for the return back down to this POC. So there you go. That's what I'd be looking at on Solana. High time frame. Red dot is confirmed. Yeah, it looks very similar to Bitcoin, honestly. Red dot's confirmed. Yeah, very similar. Right? Red dot just recently confirmed. 2-day red dot is looking to print. 3-day red dot also looking to print with the bearish divergence, right? So don't forget that. 3-day bear div into your key Fibonacci extension target. So be careful with that, right? That could give you a bigger pullback. But locally, that's what I'd be looking at. Look for the continuation down to the POC and value area low. Start losing that. That's where you can look at the larger range, and then potentially look to break down into that larger range for a much bigger move down. I guess we could pull it up here. Do I have it? Where is it? Yeah, down into this POC golden pocket confluence at 217, right? So again, just to kind of put this in context, this will be like low time frame trading, right? Up in here, short in here, right? But once you lose this, I'd be looking to come down to that golden pocket again, which is confluent with the larger golden pocket, right? Right in here. Nice level. So there you go. That's what I'd be looking at on Solana. Kind of just choppy up here. Let's see. A lot of the altcoins are super choppy right now. Take a look at Trump. Blood on the streets. All right, let's take a look at Trump here, guys. I just Googled a picture of Trump. Let's see here. Oh, God, it's going to 0. Oh, my God, Trump going to 0. Let's see. Woo, baby. Oh, well, hey, shout out to the Mafia. Shout out to the Mafia, guys. Where are we sitting at? The dump. We're holding that value area high. Come on, value area. Let me, boom. Absolutely beautiful. Yikes. Okay, well, I'll be honest with you guys. I did not think. Tony, quick, change the thumbnail to Trump going to 0. I'm just kidding. But, yeah, we looked more recently for a move into this volume profile into the POC at 47. And we joked yesterday about how funny it is that POC was 47. I joked about it when we were looking for the move up there. We wound up hitting it. And then we were joking yesterday about, hey, 47th president, that's kind of a weird number. And then I was joking, like, man, how crazy would that be if that was the top? But you look at this. We were looking at our next key level. I actually pull up the VPVR real quick. Yeah, right? Like, once you lose this wick here, that you might be able to start that bigger move through your low volume gap, and that next key level of support is sitting here at that value area high, sitting at 29.67, and here we are, right? I hate when the lower targets get hit, unfortunately, but yeah, I'll say this. If you don't hold this, and you get stuck onto that value area high, you might be in for a doozy here, looking down towards about 26.15. Now, obviously, that's not guaranteed. You have to see kind of what's going on here. Let's take a look at the higher time frames. Unfortunately, we can't really look at the higher time frames because there's not enough information. And this is why I hate looking at new meme coins, because it's so hard to give like any kind of real context from a high time frame perspective. 2-hour money flow in the red. You have no information on the 3-hour. But I mean, hey, we're down at that key level of support. This is really important support, guys. If you can't hold above this, you're probably going to get that bigger move down to the POC. I hate to be that guy. It does look like Trump, though. I saw a TikTok about that. Looks like Trump's face. Anyway, but either way, this is, sitting at that key level. I mean, you want to start bouncing here. You do not want to get stuck underneath this level. And, I mean, money flow's been in the red for quite some time here on the 24-minute. I wish I could give, like, better, higher time frame analysis, but there's really not much to go off of here. I think we lost all important fib levels. Yeah, these have been long gone. So, yeah, I mean, there's not really anything else I can pull unless I were to pull the fib from, like, down here. But, yeah, like, this is super wonky. I wouldn't really be – that's not really – I don't know if you would call that sound TA. Yeah, it's just, I mean, meme coins are dangerous, guys. I know, like, betting on a Trump meme coin is, like, you'd think it's, like, a good idea. And I'm not saying that this thing can't pump back up, but, I mean, meme coins are dangerous, right? Like, it's gambling. It's essentially gambling. Yeah, I hate to say that. You can make a ton of money, but it's definitely very risky. So, yeah, I mean, your goal here would be to hold this level at about 29.59. I'm sorry. I mean, yeah, pretty much 29.60, right? Are you getting any bullish confirmations? I mean, this thing's just tanking, right? It's, like, hard to say. Like, maybe you have like, you don't really have any 15-minute bull divs, unfortunately. Man, should we just short this thing to 0? Let's see here. Let me see if I can get Trump coin. Let me see if I can get Trump coin here on Exo charts. Hang on 1 second. This feels wrong. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we do. We got Trump. So let's see here. I mean, yeah, I mean, we get stuck under this. I mean, again, this is low time frame stuff, right? You could get stuck under here for a little bit and then get back up and push. But, yeah, you don't really have any significant signals here. Like, maybe you have a little bit of a bullish divergence, right? It's kind of reaching there. This is a pretty aggressive. I don't know if I'd be trying to, like, catch this knife. All right, we'll see if that'll load on Exo charts. But, yeah, I don't know. You know, I wouldn't really be. I'll just give you the key levels, right? Lose this. I wish I could find. Let me see if I can find any naked points of controls. It's like the only other thing I can think of are daily levels. Bear with me here while I change some settings. Yeah, because I can't even come up to a high enough time frame to get any significant MPOCs. This is crazy. I can't even get any daily levels. So yeah, I mean, this is kind of the thing. It's like I mean, there's not a lot to look at other than this little volume profile here, in my personal opinion. So I would hope you hold above this level. If you do, you have a chance to bounce. But I mean, it's very hard without any high time frame context for me to be like, well, hey, we have like, even if I found like really nice bullish divergences or you know, really nice like bullish signals down here at support, I can't even really like give a roadmap to what that would look like because I can't come up to any of these other significant time frames to see what things are doing, right? So like we get a 15-minute bull div down here with money flow coming up. You could find that market cipher B116 strategy. Unfortunately, though, it's like we can barely see the 4-hour, right? So and the green dot is not looking to print. So it's really hard. I can't see what the daily's looking like. I can't even find a daily green dot, right? Like we don't know what it looks like here. So you know that's why I'm very careful with meme coins. It's you know, it's a dangerous game, especially when they're brand new. And again, you can make a ton of money. I'm not, you know, again, I'm not telling people not to buy meme coins, right? You could be leaving a lot of money on the table, but you just got to be careful and just expect this crazy volatility. You have to understand buying a meme coin is a gamble. Any way you put it, right? There's really nothing backing it, like literally. People say there's nothing backing crypto, right? But you have actual projects building actual things that do stuff, right? It's hard for stock people to understand, but meme coins are literally gambling. You're just like hoping that the hype pumps things up, right? You're literally gambling, which is fun, right? It's cool, but you just got to be really, really careful. Yeah, shout out to Bill Jack said the scam is slowly closing in. Let's see. Shout out to Chemistry Bro said, yeah, you're right, bro. He's like, get to the on list. You got to go early, bro. Okay, so let's jump in here. Let's take a look at Beam real quick. Let's take a sip of the Aztec and Cactus Moss Water. But yeah, you know, I would take a look here just to leave you guys with on Trump coin. You know, you have some bullish divergences down here, but again, I can't, you know, it would be good for maybe a short-term bounce, but it's very hard without high time frame context to figure out if it's just going to be like another one of these, right? Could just be another dump. But we'll see. I'm sure people are shorting the heck out of this, so maybe you could squeeze it. Maybe you could squeeze it to the upside. Hang on. It's an absolute battle here. Absolute battle. See if I can pull this up on a lower time frame as well. This might be fun to watch, honestly. Chaos ensues. Oh, baby. Oh, the Bulls are coming in. The Bulls are coming in, baby. The Bulls are coming in. Big bounce, guys. Okay, now so now you have a 15-minute bull div. But again, with no high time frame context, really hard to say what that's going to do. Could just be you know, a sweep of the shorts for another move down. I would be careful though. But this would be the level, guys. This is, as you guys know, for the past few days, this has been the level we've been looking at if things were to dump to the downside. So this is coming down to the first level of support that we have, right? Because there's not much below. So maybe you bounce here. But again, I would be very careful because, no, for all we know, right, like daily money flow could be crossing over into the green. We just don't know. It's very hard. You're kind of trading blind there. Let's see here. Man, everybody's getting cooked. Everybody's getting cooked here. Yeah, shorts getting stopped out here. Longs coming in. Longs coming in and stopping out those shorts. Interesting. But yeah, I would be careful of just like sweeps of the shorts before another move down. Very difficult situation there, unfortunately. But let's go ahead and continue on. Let's take a look at Beam. Beam has a little bit more price history for us to look at. Yeah, yo, shout out to Alt 3. Yo, bro, you're right. Go get some coffee and it'll pump. You're 100% right, bro. And again, I'll show you guys that video at the end of the stream. It's could be a yeah, maybe I should just get up and go get coffee. It really makes price move. I'm not lying. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Yo, shout out to Flame. Said, bro, greetings. I shorted from 94K. Will I get a chance to close my trade in profit? Liquidation is 123K. Yikes. Let's take a look at that real quick. What do you say? Shorted 94K. Hang on a second. Shorted 94K. Bada boom. Let's see. Shorted 94K. Okay. Yeah, hard to say. Very hard to say. I will say 94.3. If we get a bigger pullback, if that 3-day bear div gives us a big pullback, it could be, that is a key level. 94.3 is a key level of support. We have our POC. We have our golden pocket confluence. It's hard to say. It's very hard to say that we're definitely going to go down there. But dang, man. Yikes. That's, yeah. Shout out to Flame, bro. I'm sorry you're in that situation. I would just set a stop loss. Please, for the love of God, don't get yourself in these situations. You can control these situations by setting a stop loss. I know it's so hard. I know it's hard to not just think that you're going to come back down or hope that you're going to come back down. But hopefully this, if I could recommend anything, I would recommend just remember this pain that you're feeling for the next time you're in a trade and set your stop loss. I know it's hard to set a stop loss. I know the emotions of it is very difficult because you don't want to, it's very hard, right? You could short at 94K. You're like, yay, I'm winning. And then you get a big bounce and you're like, okay, well, now I'm underwater. I have to wait to come down so I can close it break even. But the scary thing is, sometimes don't come back down to close it break even, right? So you're just better off taking a small loss and letting price go. I know that sounds like simple advice. But yeah, that's a very difficult situation. It's so hard to call, if we're going to get a good chance to come back down there. It's just it's basically like a gamble. So yeah, the best advice I could give you, and not financial advice, of course, is just don't get yourself in those situations. Please set a stop loss. But don't worry, I've been in these situations 100 times, so don't feel bad about it. It's a learning opportunity. It's a learning process. Trust me, I had to learn this process 100 times. I had to be in your shoes and your position that you're in right now. I had to be in that position 100 times before I finally was like, all right, I'm bored of this happening to me. I'm sick of this. I'm just going to set a stop loss. It's very, very difficult. But let's see. Okay, let's continue on here. I always use stop loss, but this trade was not in my knowledge. Shout out to Flamecoin. Oh, you didn't know that the trade was open. So, yeah, honest mistake, right? I've had situations like that as well. I will say this, though. For some reason, I get really lucky. I've opened up exchanges that I hadn't looked at in a week or so, and I'm like, oh my God, how did I get into this long position? Sometimes you set a limit order and you forget they're there and then they just fill. But I've gotten very lucky. I check them and I'm usually in profit somehow. It's all luck, right? Yeah, that stinks, man. That stinks. I've been in your situation. Just know this, bro. I've been in your situation in both cases, not setting stop losses on purpose and just accidentally having a trade open, whether it's a forgotten limit order or whatever it is. I've been in that situation many times. So, yeah, that's a difficult situation. So I will say, I can't guarantee we get down there, but I will tell you this. This is what you can look for. If you lose the value area high at about, I would say break down below 100K because you do have some other levels down here. Get stuck back in this value area. Get stuck back under this value area high. Pretty good chance, in my opinion, that we at least come down to I'm sorry, did I say 94.3? 97.3 is the golden pocket 786. And I'll be honest, in my opinion, this would be a big place I'd be looking for a bounce at. But if you lose that golden pocket, that's where you can come down to about 93.4. I think I said 94.3. 93.4. This could be your opportunity to get out of that trade. But again, this is a huge level of support here, and I'm looking for longs down here. So really hard to say. I can't really give a straight answer. Me personally, I would probably ladder out on the way down. Make it down to this value area low, chop some off, right? Like, just try to get some of your money back. But yeah, very difficult situation, man. I'm sorry you're dealing with that. Trust me, I know how it feels. Yes, you're right. Some limit order triggered. Yeah, bro, it's happened to me. And I was busy in the office and saw that after 2 days. Your love. Shout out to Flame Man. Yeah, hopefully you get something out of that. I wish I could give you a certain answer if we were going back to 94, but it's impossible to do. But don't feel bad, bro. I've been in your situation a bazillion times, so don't feel bad, bro. But anyway, let's take a look at Beam here. All right, so let me get my bearings here. Okay, so yeah, this range is somewhat wonky, but I will mark it out, right? Because yeah, actually, I think the last time we looked at Beam, we were pulling this range, and I don't know exactly where we were, but I know we were above here. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of clean, to be honest. Clean on Beam, baby. Clean on Beam. So, yeah, I mean, you came into your upper value area, lost it, back to the low, bing bong around. You lose your range, back to the value area high, back to the low. And now, yeah, whoo, baby. All right, well, I mean, this is in the same situation as a lot of stuff. Below the POC, this is the danger zone. I don't want to say danger zone. I don't want to scare anybody. But, yeah, I mean, like, get stuck under this level here, 0.018. Money flow in the red. Let's check that 15-minute money flow in the red, 4-hour red dot. Confirmed. We have an 8-hour red dot. No, it's confirmed. 12-hour red dot. No. Yeah, this stuff's a little bit chopped up, guys. I'll be honest. Like, sometimes the signals are so clear on Market Cypher B. Like, on Bitcoin with the 90-minute money flow coming out here, making us look for that continuation to the bottom of the range here. Like, that was a super clear signal. But sometimes it's just not clear, right? Like, you're below the POC. This opens up the door. As long as you remain below this POC, if you can't get back above here, it is keeping the door open to that value area low at 0.014, right? But you start to look at this and you're like, well, hey, like if we wind up confirming this, some kind, it's like an exaggerated div here. You do have some kind of a bullish divergence here on your 12-hour, right, into your POC of the range. So you would have to reclaim this to confirm that bull div, get the green dot, and then maybe you can get a move up. But I'd say, honestly, losing that POC, I'd probably put that weight over the divergence, like even if it prints. Once you get stuck underneath here, price just has a funny tendency to get sucked down towards that value area low. Take a look at the 16-hour green dot looking to print daily. Money flow in the red. Ew, yikes. That's not great. That's not great. But you are pretty oversold here, to be honest. So, yeah, I green dot on the daily is probably your best bet here to get a move to the upside. And I will say this. Yeah, you don't have any div. Yeah, maybe your green dot gives you a bounce, but, I mean, if you can't get back above this POC/value area high, could just get stuck in this range. Key level of support down below, 0.014. POC, 0.018. Get above that. You could look to come to the value area high at 0.019, or, almost 0.02. But with the money flow, I would be more inclined to be looking, depending on where this low comes in, even if you got to bounce back up here, I'd be more inclined to look at lower highs and lower lows to come in, right? Just based off money flow here. So look for that green dot on Beam. Other than that, I mean, you have your lower range. Whoops. You have your lower range down here. 0.019, 0.018, 0.014, right? If you get out of here, key level of resistance is 0.024. Flip that to support, then you can come back into this range. These are your two value areas for sure. Value area number 1, value area number 2, right? So you get stuck in this range, probably going to respect it. Break out, look to get accepted into this range. We are simply just trading the rotation of value, right? Same thing here. Bouncing around, once you impulse out of here, you're going to look to come fill your upper range. What happens? We get up, resistance, get above it, POC value area high, right? And then you rotate that whole range. So this is what I'd be looking at. You could screenshot these levels to get them on your own chart. And yeah, other than that, yeah, kind of choppy here. 2-day, I mean, it also looks kind of similar to everything. Yeah, 2-day money flow coming out. Eesh. Yeah, I haven't really been putting a lot of weight on, at least for the altcoins. When things are choppy, I just kind of stick to the key levels, right? But let's see. Shout out to Ken Barkoff said, keep the sauce flowing, baby. Shout out to Ken. What is going on, bro? Free mice at KFC. Shout out to Mark Dutch. Free mice. Are they giving away mice at KFC? Fried mice? Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Yeah, Pangu getting slapped. Yeah, Pangu's getting slapped. What else do we have? We got Sui, Tia, and Arrow. Okay, I'm not gonna really do full Tia here. Woohoo, Pangu! Actually, I was talking about kind of not I don't want to like celebrate people losing money. But I will just say this: I've been kind of hoping for a pullback on Pangu because I actually do like this. Actually, funny enough, I did not realize this. Yeah, this was on the. I think this is on the. I didn't know this, but yeah, Pangu was on the Made in America list or Made in the USA. So that could be you have that kind of narrative going for you as well. Now I haven't bought any just yet, but this is I felt like I missed a really really good project here. So I'm kind of like not upset seeing it come back down. But yeah, I want to stick to our list here. But this thing's getting absolutely hammered. To be quite honest with you, there's really nothing I can pull from here. Like it's impossible for me to find any support levels below this last wick here at basically where we're sitting right now. So if this thing breaks down, like this is your last line. Like this is like to be quite honest, this is your. I mean, yeah, you lose this. I don't know where this thing's going. But hopefully that means that you're just going to hold it. But it doesn't. That's not what it means. I just hope that, if you get back up here, this is cheap. But if you lose this, I don't know what's going to happen. This thing's probably just going to keep grinding down. So, yeah, it's just really hard from a chart perspective just because it's such a new coin. I can't get any of these levels below. I guess we could look at something like this maybe. Yeah, like you could look at these lower fib levels potentially. But yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on this honestly. But let's stick to the list here. Let's go back to Tia. Oh boy, Tia. Tia's still just sitting in the same spot it's been. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on Tia because it just hasn't moved. We looked at Tia, like I think here, and here. Still just sitting here at that value area low. We could probably extend this if we wanted to. But yeah, you're sitting at that value area low of the accumulation range. Can't get back above the POC. Whoops. Can't get back above that, right? We rejected that 786, put the lower high in. I will say this. If it breaks down, if we are going to put in a lower low here, a key area of support is going to be this weekly daily sitting right here between about 405 and 391. But other than that, like this thing is just still in this bear market range. Bear market, right? 2024 bear market. So yeah, I mean, if we deviate down here, you can look for potential bounces back into your range, back to the POC, and then see if you can get the move up. But this thing is, just likely going to continue sideways, or maybe if it just bleed out a little bit until the alts really start getting that pump. So we'll see what happens. Other than that, there's really not much to take away from this. Like I would just be watching that lower level of support down at 405 to 391. Other than that, I mean, yeah, 2-day money flow in the red, 3-day money flow. I mean, this money flow had been trying to come into the green for so long. Tried to come up, and then rejected. So, yeah, VWAP overextended on the 5-day. What's your weekly looking like? Yeah, weekly VWAP still hanging out down there. So, I will say this. I mean, yeah, if you get the deviation below, I'd definitely be watching this next level of support. You start losing that, very similar to Pangu, it's hard to find those next levels to the downside. But again, you don't really have to worry about that until we lose this value area low, and more importantly, lose the daily and the weekly. But that's nice. You have at least you have a nice next clear level of support. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. But yeah, other than that, it's just still kind of bing-bonging around. All right, let's jump in. Shout out to Nico, said, liquidate me, Jesse. I don't know what the heck is going on in chat right now, guys. Let's see. Okay, let's continue on. What do we got? We took a look at Whiff yesterday, so we'll take a look at Arrow first, and then maybe if we have time, we'll jump into Whiff. So let's take a look here at Aerodrome. Let me just make sure. Okay, let me get rid of this. So, yeah, I mean, I'm probably just gonna wind up pulling that again anyway. But, yeah, I mean, a lot of this is super choppy, man. Like, I could pull this range here, right? So you do have a little bit of balance right here. So I'll pull this, right? Not that it really, this is like the only relevant volume profile that I can really see here. Other than the lower range down here, which is like honestly kind of wonky. It's like, yeah, it's not really, yeah, it's like kind of It's like boop, 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 boop. Yeah. So that is, these are kind of the only two ranges that I would be looking at, to be honest, other than the upper range that I just deleted. But yeah, I mean, right now you're deviating below that volume profile. I mean, I guess you technically also could pull this as well. But we're not anywhere near that, so it doesn't really matter. But right now, like the relevant levels I'd be looking at is, boom. Yeah, I mean, you're deviating below the low. It's if you lose this, let me pull up the VPVR real quick. Yeah, you got your big old volume gap here. Held the high volume nodes. Yeah, I mean, you lose this. You could start. I mean, there is somewhat of a gap, right? Like, obviously, you have these little, I want to say wicks, these little high volume nodes in here. But for the most part, most of your volume's here, most of your volume's here. So, you break out here, you grind your way up, right? So it's still kind of a fast move, but you kind of grind. Same thing. You lose this shelf of volume. Like, if you start losing these lows, essentially, you could just start that grind down, which would bring you to your next key level of support, which would be sitting at about 78 cents, right on that value area high. So you do have some kind of confluence here. Personally, in my opinion, this is what I would look at. So if you wind up coming down here, and we'll look at Market Cypher B in a second to see how likely that is, could potentially start working your way through that gap into the value area high at 77 cents. Lose that. Your next real significant high volume node is at this POC. Now, I talked about this in the premium Discord with the premium. If you pull, let's see here. Let's pull from the low. Whoops. Let's pull from the low to the high here. Yeah, you got a 786 in there as well. So I know this is brutal, right? I know this would be absolutely brutal. But I will just say this. Something like that, it would not necessarily be out of the question, right? Because like you tried to hold your golden pocket here. You didn't. You lose the golden pocket. If you continue to lose that golden pocket, 786 would be the next place to look at. And to be quite honest, on a high enough time frame, right? This is, I mean, this wouldn't be out of the question, right? Like to retest that 786 before coming on. And honestly, you didn't really retest the breakout of this range back in September of 2024, right? You break out. It wouldn't be impossible to come down here and test this before coming back up, right? If we're going to see alt season, if we're going to see the bull market continue, right? Which obviously we are expecting. So, I know it's so hard for me to say this because it's not that we haven't come down a lot, right? Obviously, a 63% dump is absolutely horrible, right? That's brutal to endure if you bought up here. But in the grand scheme of like the high time frames, in my opinion, right, I would be willing to look for bounces at this golden pocket, very simply, right? If you don't hold the golden pocket, you look to come to that 786. So that would not be the most unhealthy thing in the world, right? This is still just like market structure still intact here on the higher time frames, in my own personal opinion. So that's kind of what I would look for. So it doesn't mean like a lot of people will be like, oh, is Aerodrome a dead project? And it's like, no, it's like you got to zoom out a little bit sometimes, right? So yeah, between about 80 and 77 cents, that's your next key zone of support. So if we see some kind of next big drop to the downside, boom. I think a lot of people are feeling the pain here from buying the tops, right? Like, and hopefully, if you are out there and you're one of those people, just understand, just remember this, right? Remember this for the next time you're chasing a coin that is pumping. It's very, 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 very hard to manage the emotions when you're buying in. If you buy on emotions, you're going to wind up having those emotions bite you because you buy, oh my God, I'm going to miss out, let me buy, right? And then you wind up buying the top, and then you're dealing with these emotions of like, oh my God, is this thing going to drop down again? And then this is where you wind up selling bottoms. It's a nightmare to fall into that trap, and that's why I genuinely try to scream at the top of my lungs on these live streams. Do not buy into a massively pumping asset. And not that you can't do it, because again, is there a chance that if you buy XRP, right? XRP is a really good example, right? Like a lot of people were like, oh my God, I'm going to buy XRP. Like, don't buy up here. And if you do buy up here, just understand that you could potentially see a big pullback That's not that big in the grand scheme of things, right? XRP pulled back from wick to wick here, 35%. I know somebody personally who bought up here, and they were like, oh, man, I don't know what's going on. I bought XRP, and it's doing nothing but going down, right? Because it went down for a while. And they're like, it's just, all it does is go down. And I'm like, dude, you bought the top. This thing ripped 500%. A 40% pullback after a 500% rip is nothing but healthy, right? But when you buy up here, it does not feel healthy, especially not everybody can read the charts. Not everybody understands, what a healthy pullback is. But it just shows like the natural progression of a retail trader or just a retail investor, right? They buy the tops and then they get scared and then they sell the bottoms, right? And I've seen this happen. And I'm like, no, why did you do that, right? So you can buy it, right? Because the question is like, should I buy here? It's like, I mean, yeah, it could continue to pump and sometimes does, but you just have to be ready for pretty big pullbacks, right? So if I bought the top up here, I'd be willing to endure 40% pullbacks. But a lot of people just see that as in like, hey, I put in $5,000 and now I'm down to $3,000. What the heck happened, right? And it's just like there's more to it than that, right? So I just try to scream, do not buy tops. Like even on Dogecoin, like when Dogecoin was ripping, it's like, guys, like you don't want to buy into the top, right? Like this is already ripped. And what happens? You get a massive pullback. Even here, people buying in at the top. No one wants to buy Dogecoin down here. No one wants to buy Dogecoin as it's coming down. They only want to buy on the pumps. And it's a very dangerous game to play. Dogecoin's a perfect example, right? We ripped up and what happened? We got a huge correction. This was 63%. Did I think Dogecoin was dead? No. I looked at this in the terms of coming back down to retest the 786 retracement to put in a higher low. And if you've been watching this channel, you know this is what we looked at. Looking to come in to put in a higher low on the 786 value area high. And if we did do that, the expectation would be to break structure to the upside, right? So, bull market dips are for buying, right? So, a lot of people are like, what's going on? I bought Dogecoin and all it does is go down. And it's like, yes, you bought after it ripped 300%. Very difficult to avoid, but you just can't chase those pumpers. But unfortunately, 99% of people will, and there's really no way around that. It's very hard. Sometimes I see things pumping, and I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I kind of just want to buy it. But when I do that, I understand that we can pull back, right? And like, I'm not a typical case, unfortunately. But Frankie is goated. Shout out to Gen Z. Let's go. Shout out to all the goats out there. Let's get it. But guys, let's see here. We took a look at Arrow. We took a look at let's take a look at Sui. Bada boom, bada bing. All right, let's see. Bada boom. If you have conviction in making multiple X's on a coin, then 50% pullback doesn't matter. Yeah, and that's what I mean, right? And that's why, like, in a bull market, like most people, number one, most of the retail that comes into crypto during a bull market, like, not only do they not know anything about crypto, they have no idea how to win. They don't know anything about money or investing or just like any kind of like investing literacy at all, right? So and again, I don't want it to, like, I'm not talking down to anybody at all, right? Like I want to make that very clear. Like that's okay, and that's very normal. But it's a true danger of, like people just jumping into investing. It's like, it's no joke. You really have to understand what you're doing, right? Like if you're especially if you're playing around with money, you can't lose, which I don't recommend. It's very, very dangerous. Like I talk to my friends and my family sometimes, and it's like I say to myself sometimes, and I tell them straight up because my genuine motive is to help people, and not to just like make people think they're going to get rich overnight when they're not, right? But, I sometimes tell people, like I tell people all the time, more often than not, when someone asks me, if I get the idea that they don't really understand how investing works, or I have the idea that they're probably going to, like, I know there's actually a few people that all they do is buy tops and sell bottoms. Like, it's honestly very common, right? And I try to tell these people, I'm like, listen, with the way that you look to invest, like you don't really have any education on this. You don't understand crypto, which again is fine, right? It's hard. You have to study it, right? But until you understand crypto, until you understand investing and risk management and all this stuff, you probably shouldn't be investing your own money. Give it to a professional, not me. Give it to a professional, right? Invest in an S&P index, right? Invest in like any kind of like ETF or something like that. You're going to make more, most people who are like that are going to make more money in that in an ETF or something like that, or even just buying Bitcoin once a month for the next 10 years, they're going to make much more money like that than they're going to trying to buy the tops and bottoms of altcoins. Most people are going to get wrecked doing that. So you again, if you're looking for those multiple X's, I forgot who said it, you just have to zoom out, right? Like, again, we looked at Chainlink earlier in the premium live stream, right? Like if I bought up here on Chainlink, and I knew where we were in the cycle, I understand where we are in the cycle. Again, there's no situation where I would ever buy Chainlink after it ripped this hard. But, even if I did, I'd be like, well, hey, maybe I'm about to take this ride down to the 786 POC. And then I do, and maybe I buy the dip, right? But, you have to zoom out, right? This is the bottom of the bear market. You've ripped a bazillion %. You can get these pullbacks for sure. It's not impossible. So it's hard to... It's a rough lesson that a lot of people need to learn. I had to learn it too in the beginning, 100%. I'm no different. But yeah, anyway, let's continue on to Sui. Anyway, speaking of stuff dipping, let's take a look at Sui. All right, let's see here. I don't think this is our Sui chart. Binance, there it is. Okay, so, Sui with the hard dump here. Let's take a look. Get rid of that anchored VWAP. Trying to think. I don't remember the last time we looked at Sui. I remember the last time we looked at it. I just don't remember where it was or when it was. But yeah, you're within your profile here still. Just at the value area low. And if I had to be 16-hour money flow in the red, this high time frame money flow crossing over into the red is not the best sign. Yeah, 2-day money flow kind of coming out as well. Daily money flow coming out, but your green dot's looking to print. I'll say this money flow looks kind of bearish on a lot of the higher time frames. Could you get short-term turbulence to the upside? Yes. If you print that daily green dot, that's probably your best chance to come back into the range. But I would be very, very careful. Look how choppy this has been. I would be very, very careful with the money flow being in the red like this for lackluster retracements to the upside, right? Like high, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high. Lower low. I don't know. So the chart doesn't look beautiful. There's no real, if you put in some bull divs down here, do you have any significant levels of support? You might have a daily or something like that. Yeah, you got a daily right here. I would potentially look for, if you get a bull, if you're able to get a lower low here into that daily, maybe you print a bullish divergence here on the 4-hour. That would be a good opportunity to get a push to the upside. However, I would definitely be careful of lower highs just because of the money flow. So if you lose this daily, though, I would your next major key level is about at $3.78. You could find some local levels down here on top of that daily. You have a daily here. Yeah, you also could potentially pull this as a volume profile, right? Because you did have some kind of consolidation down here. So just to give some context, yeah, you could look at this as a range. I don't know how much weight I would give this, but it is, yeah, we could take this. Value area low, POC, value area high. So right now, hopefully you can get those bull divs, get back into this range and push up a little bit. But again, I'd be careful with the way money flow looks. If you start breaking down here, local value area low at 404, that could be another level to watch. But again, in the grand scheme of things, like the higher time frame level is going to be 378. So if you don't hold any of these, I would look for the bigger drop down. So I'd say really the level to lose to get 378 to come in is probably going to be about $4.03. So that's kind of what I would look at. Other than that, this is a little, money flow in the red. That doesn't look that great. 3-day, 2-day. Weekly red dot is confirmed, has been confirmed for quite some time. That's a monthly looking. We have no information on the monthly. So, this is, hopefully you can hold that bull div, but even then, the money flow doesn't look really that good. I would watch those lower levels here. Lose the 404 level. I would look for that bigger drop down towards about 379. All right, let's see. When in doubt, zoom the F out. Shout out to Jesse. Yes, 100%. 100%. Let's see. And the other big thing, guys, another thing that will really help a lot of new investors is you have to separate your short term from your long term. Everybody and their grandma wants to trade the 1 minute or, I just recently had a friend that was looking at buy Bitcoin, right? They bought a bunch of crypto, right? And they were trying to flip their big spot bag. They had a decent amount of money that they were buying, and they're trying to flip their spot bag. And he's like, "Yeah, man." He's like, "I'm trying to buy the dips and then sell the rip, and then rebuy the dips so I can grow my bag up into the bull market." And I don't like to not encourage people to be traders, but these are people who like have no experience looking at a chart. They don't really understand what's going on. And it really makes me nervous for them because I'm like, I tell them like, you have to separate. If you want to learn how to trade, obviously you're in the right spot, right? Your friend's Frankie Candles. I can help you out with that. But please do not trade your long-term spot bags. You have to separate your different trading strategies, right? My long-term spot bags, and I maybe I'm not clear enough about this. 90% of my money is in long-term spot holdings, right? This is where I am buying dips and not looking at it for a long time, right? Accumulate in the bear market. This is where I'm accumulating the bear market. 90% of my money is buying in on these dips, right? Even the altcoins, you get a big dip on an altcoin. Maybe I'm buying the dip, right? But these are not, I'm not trying to buy the tops and sell the bottoms on this. I'm not like selling my whole ADA bag down here or buying a bunch here and then selling all my spot up here and then trying to buy back down on dips. And I could do that if I wanted to, right? But I just keep my long-term spot holdings for long-term. You have to see, you have to look past your nose is what I'm trying to say. And then you could throw some money in a trading account, throw some money into Blowfin, do whatever, throw a little bit of money into a trading account and then learn how to trade with that. But you have to understand when you're learning how to trade, you're very likely going to have to pay that market tuition, meaning losing money. And a lot of times, you get that beginner's luck. And it was funny. The person I was talking to was like, yeah, dude, I'm crushing it. I just sell it when it pumps and I buy it when it dips. I've already gained a bunch of money or whatever. And I'm like, be careful. Be careful. Trust me, it's not that easy. I promise you it's not that easy. And they quickly come back and they're like, thank you for telling me that. You're 100% right. I got burned pretty bad. Lesson learned. I'm out. I'm going to hold this long term and I'm going to put some money into Blowfin and I'm going to watch your videos and I'm going to learn how to trade. I'm like, there you go, right? Then your long-term spot bags are protected. You don't have to worry about them when the market dumps. You're not freaking out. You're looking at it as an opportunity, assuming the market conditions call for that, being in a bull market. And then those dips and those pullbacks wind up looking like opportunity instead of being afraid of them, right? So hopefully that makes sense. But anyway, let's see. 8675309. Shout out to Dave Digital. What is going on, bro? Said text Tyler 24/7 with alt requests. Yo, shout out to Dave. Happy birthday, Rob. Let's go. It's Rob's birthday, guys. Wish Rob a happy birthday in the chat. Let's see. Oh yeah, Rune. Let's take a look at Rune real quick. Rune going to 0, baby. I'm just kidding. Let's see here. I mean, maybe it's going to 0. Who knows? But try to talk you through this a little bit. Sorry, hang on. Come on, volume. Right? Are we seeing something? Are we seeing something? Do you see what I see? Huge low volume gap. Right? Now, obviously, we weren't looking at this because we hadn't looked at Rune in a long time. But if you were to look at Rune here, would say you have a high volume node here. You have a very large high volume node here. This probably means, we could see this area of balance, right? And we probably have the area, and there it is, area balance down here. How do we trade these markets, guys? We look at the market in terms of volume profiles. Here's your area of balance. Here's your next area of balance. Maybe, hang on. Give me the dang candles. There we go. So you have one area of balance, two areas of balance, right? And this is why we trade the volume profiles. This is perfect. Quick move up, oftentimes, leads to a quick move down. And when you pull up the VPVR, this becomes very apparent. You have your high volume node. Price likes to stick to these high volume nodes. Bing, bong, bing, bong, bing, bong, bing, bong. Once you break out of this range and you fall into the low volume gap, you expect a quick move to the downside. And where are you going to gravitate to? Right down to that next high volume node, which is literally where we're sitting right now. And funny enough, you're actually tapping the value area high. Which isn't uncommon, right? If you're looking at the high volume nodes, usually the value area high will line up. But here we are at the value area high of that previous range. So, unfortunately, we hadn't looked at Rune in a long time. But I can tell you this. This would have been the key level, just like on Trump, right? Like that our key level is that previous value area high. If you lose this range, once price imbalances out of a value area, it is more likely than not that it will seek out previous balance, meaning a previous volume profile, which is right down here. We have an area of balance down here. You impulse out, probably going to gravitate towards a previous area of value. Now, obviously, you could create new value as well, but more often than not, you're going to seek out previous value. Did we have previous value up here? Look at that, guys. We did, right? So you're going to come back into those ranges, but pretty clean, right? You fall right through that low volume gap. Oh my God, what's happening? I don't care what the news is. I don't care what the story is. I don't care about any of that. I would have known before. I don't know what the news is. There news on Rune? Why is this thing nuking? But I'll tell you why I would see it as nuking, right? I would already know, hey guys, if we lose this key level right here, this little high volume node at 293, you could potentially fall through this low volume gap, right? And we all know quick moves up oftentimes lead to quick moves down, right? So it doesn't matter what the story is, doesn't matter what the news is, right? Doesn't matter what people are saying online. We just look at that gap. And we would know, hey, if we get down there, where are we likely to hold up some support? Well, simply put, you have your value area high. We break down below that value area high. We're going to be looking down towards that POC, which is sitting at $1.58. Now, 2-day money flows crossing over into the red. That would probably not be the best sign, at least for the long-term trend. But from the high to the low, yeah, this thing might get volatile, honestly, because like if you get a bounce here, let me see something. If you get a, yeah, if you don't have a daily bull div, no 6 to 8. Dang, if you had like a daily bull div here, yeah, you could have potentially, like if you get a bounce here, like it could wind up being a potentially strong bounce, right? Because there's not a lot above you. So if you come back up here, you could fly back through that low volume gap, but you got to be careful of turning this high volume node that you fell through into resistance. It's also confluent with your golden pocket 786 retracement. So if you get a big bounce to the upside, and let me just hide the extension levels to clean up the chart here, right? So if you do get a bigger bounce here, you know, you could fly right back through that gap, but you got to be careful because you might just put in a lower high and then continue back down to this larger POC based off the 2-day money flow. We'd have to reassess the situation. It's probably going to take a long time to happen, but you are coming down to your first significant level of support, that value area high. So could you get a bounce here? Potentially, but I don't love the money flow here on the higher time frames at all. See the 4-hour. Yeah, like you're starting to, yeah, you don't even really have bull divs here, to be quite honest. Yeah, you have some like local divs, but yeah, this thing, let me see, was there, something about Rune being temporarily insolvent, I guess. That's what I saw, at least. Don't know how true it is. Shout out to Bailey. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Hey, shout out to K Diggity. What is going on, bro? Welcome in. But yeah, I mean, there's your gap, guys. There's your gap. I mean, I like, go find these on the dang chart, guys, because you know, not only does this help you understand kind of what's happening. Now, again, like, does the news not move the price? No. Right? Like that news might just be the thing that you need to push you into that low volume gap. But at least you know. At least you know, and you can see how accurate it is, right? I highlighted it from gap to gap, right? Bounced here. Once you push in, you rip right to the downside, and you know that high volume node is going to act as a magnet. So at least, right, you can't really predict that you're going to fall through the gap, but you know, hey, we get something to come out, and we push into this gap, might be able to see that quick move to the downside. It's almost like, not a huge on I mean, I actually love conspiracy theories. I'm not saying I believe any of them, but they're definitely fun to look at. But I'm not going to lie. Like this gap was here before this dump to the downside, right? So like, isn't it just crazy? Like that, you know, you get news and price dumps, and everyone's like, oh, they're insolvent, whatever the story might be, it dumped. And it's like, I don't know, did we just get pushed down into this low volume gap? It's very insane. This is like a reason why I'm so passionate about TA. It's so cool. And again, if you know that, you could take advantage of this in short positions or even in a long position on the way back up. If you got a heavy bounce back to the upside, you could know, well, hey, if I get back into this low volume gap, I might be able to get a shot to the upside back towards this golden pocket 786 on this high volume node, right? So you can start to capitalize and make some money off this stuff. Pretty crazy. But yeah, I mean, as of right now, you know, very hard to say if it's going to continue down. I mean, hopefully, you know, you're at your key level of support. Hopefully you can get the bounce to the upside. If you do get a bounce, I would be careful of getting rejected, number one, at the bottom of this low volume gap at 246. If you get back in here, you could push up to the upper end of that gap and potentially into the golden pocket 786. But 2-day money flow being in the red does not look great to me. So I'd be careful of lower highs and continuations down. If you break down below the value area high at 210, look for the move down to the POC at 155. And then obviously you lose that, you can look down towards your value area low. But this is a super high volume node here. And if we pull our higher time frame golden pockets, let's pull it from the low to the high. Yeah, it's not a great level to lose there. Not a great level to lose. I'm not gonna lie. That's another thing too, right? Like if you lose that 786, not gonna be a good sign, right? Like here, you pull back to the 786. That's a great place to put in a higher low and continue up. But you put in a lower high and then you lose that 786, and that invalidates the continuation up, and then you come back down to the value area low. So those are the levels I'd be looking at for Rune. Sorry for people who hold this. That's again, I don't know what the actual news was, but yeah. Hopefully you can bounce off this value area high. You get stuck underneath it. We can look down towards that POC at about 157. So there you go. Unbelievable. Yeah, this thing nuked. Yikes. Say a weekly? Yeah, weekly V. Yeah, I don't know. Money flow low-key does not look good on these higher time frames. Not all coins look that bad, though. Yeah. A lot of other coins don't look necessarily like that. Brett does look like that. Value area low on Brett sitting at about 0.075. Money flow crossing over into the red on the 2-day. That's not the best sign. You're also losing, I believe. Yeah, you've lost your 786. Kind of a similar situation. Like your bounce, where you would want to bounce here is on that 786 value area high. Once you break back to below that value area high, you're looking down towards the POC and potentially the low. Yikes. Money flow being in the red. That's not great. I don't love that. I really don't. ETH is dumping. Oh my God. Nah, it's not dumping. Oh yeah, I guess a little bit lower time frame dump down to the POC. There we go. Right. Actually, I was gonna set an alert here at the beginning of the stream to see if we can go from the high to the POC, and looks like we might be able to do it. Maybe we could still set the alert. Right. We haven't hit it technically. Oh my God, ETH is at negative 752K. I don't know where I got 752K from, but there we go. We'll see. Oh, my God. ETH's going to 0. We'll see if we can hit that alert. But, guys, I already went too long. I feel like this was, almost a full 2 hours here, guys. But I got to get out of here. I was supposed to get out of here way long ago. Well, we got lost in the sauce, baby. And I don't hate it. I would want nothing more to get lost in the sauce with the CandleMafia. But, yeah. I don't know. Should I show the yeah, should we show that video? Do you guys want? It's a little 2-minute video of a live trade that I took. It's absolutely insane. I'm kind of embarrassed of it, honestly, because it exposes how crazy I am, even when I'm not live. Obviously, I knew I was recording, but let me know if you guys want to see that. Maybe we'll drop it on the Frankie fake out. I don't know. Drop some candles in the chat if you want it. If not, I don't know. I'll have to figure something out for the fake out. But with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for today's live stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys for sticking around to the end of the stream. And, yeah, you let me know. Let me know. You guys stuck around to the end, and you let me know if you want me to drop that video. And I don't know. I'll see you in about 30 seconds on the Frankie fake out. But, yeah, thank you for being here, guys. Go touch some grass this weekend. Bitcoin will be here when you get back, but you have all the key levels we're looking at. We'll see if that 3-day bear div winds up playing out. We'll see if we get the bounce. But, yeah, if you missed the TA on Bitcoin, just scroll back to the beginning of the stream. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys here tomorrow, same place, same time, right here, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's all I got. Frank Candles out. Bing bong.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
right, I'm in. All right, we're gonna do it. Shout out to 12 Big said you didn't record it for no reason. Actually, funny enough. So just to give some context here, guys, I think it's like 2 minutes. Yeah, it's a 2-minute video. Just for context, I recorded this as an experiment. I just figured I took a trade yesterday. With the premium Discord actually got the better setup, but I took a late entry on that trade, and I just rolled camera on it. I was like, you know what? Let me try to walk through this trade live, and then I'll fast forward through waiting for the price action to play out, and maybe someone could get some value from it just to see how I go through the trades and what it's really like, what it looks like when I'm sitting here trading alone in the studio. So I figured I'd just record it. We didn't know if we were gonna release it. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. But I guess I'll just show it here for you guys. But let's see. Okay, so hopefully this audio works. I'm gonna mute myself and hide myself off the screen so you guys can see me. There we are. So yeah, all right. There we go. Let me mute myself here, and we'll play it. Be careful, guys. It gets really, really loud. I didn't really plan this very well, so I start playing music, it gets really loud. So prepare yourselves. All right, I'm in short here. So real quick, we have this volume profile here. We have our value area high, which is typically where we look for shorts. And we wound up also coming into that 786, which is an area where we have the opportunity to potentially continue to put in lower highs. If we were able to break above this level, that was the doorway to get a bigger move out. We had some bearish confirmation. So I'm going to see if we can get a continuation down from $98,000 position up 315 currently, 328 currently. We'll see if we can get in here and make some money. So now we sit and we wait. Target number 2, if we do get below that POC, will be down here at that golden pocket. We'll see if we can get it to ride down. A lot of people think trading's exciting. Trading's kind of not exciting. You find that entry and you just got to sit here and wait. I'm going to make some coffee. You guys watch this trade for me. Let me know if we get down to that golden pocket. I'll be back. Whoa, what's going on? Boom. Just like that, guys. $943. Do we take it? Do we take it or do we go to the 786? Come on, baby. Come on, push it. Push it. Stop loss to break even. Come on. Hit that 786, baby. Up 1,000. Up 1,000, baby. I didn't even grab my coffee. Come on, 786. Let's get it, baby. Boom. Boom. I'm going to take those partials. All right, well, there we go, guys. Quick little profit. Stop loss at break even here, so guaranteed winning trade. $600 in 30 minutes. If you guys want to learn more about this strategy, check the video down below. I made a simple 3-step tutorial on how you can find these trades and how to make money trading Bitcoin, whether price goes up or down. So go check it out, and I'll see you guys over there. It just ripped. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Holy shit. Holy shit. And there we go, guys. Stopped out, but we're stopped out in profit. That's why we take partial profits. Got stopped out of the trade, but still made some money. What the f is that, bro? What the hell is even that? So there you go, guys. Got absolutely wrecked by that Trump news that came out. But there's a lesson to be learned here, guys. I really just filmed that because I wanted to show you guys how I manage the trades as I'm in them, right? You see me, we get into profit, we hit take profit, I pull money off the table, and we move that stop loss to break even. And then, perfect example of not, you don't know what's going to happen in the market. That Trump news comes out, I get absolutely wrecked out of that position, but we didn't get wrecked. We got stopped out and we made some money. So I talk about, taking guaranteed winning trades by managing the risk correctly. I do this all the time. And that was a perfect example of a trade I took yesterday where that was the case. We took those partial profits off the table and then Trump wrecked us out of the trade, but we still made that money, guys. You don't have to know 100% where price is going. You could still make money, and that is absolute proof of it. And it's also proof that price moves as soon as I walk away from the computer. It's pretty crazy. I literally walked away and price just dumped right down to that golden pocket. But there you guys go. Hopefully you guys like that. Drop some candles in the chat or ones in the chat or something if you guys want us to make more content like that. And maybe we will. Maybe we will. Hopefully I don't get crazy. I don't get wicked out of the positions again like that. But yeah, shout out to the Mafia. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Or I'm sorry, Monday. Have a great weekend. Go touch some grass. I'm not going to do that. But you guys go touch some grass. It's healthy. But I'll see you guys on Monday. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't ever going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on the road. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on the road. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on the road. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on the road. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal